Hello people, it's me again. Today I'm gonna show you how Mick Gordon use one specific technique to build tension in his production, and how you can incorporate that technique, which is widely known, to also not only some music in his style, but also in another genres, in trap, hip hop, all sorts of genres. And I'm gonna show you few examples. This is not a track or something like that, this is just a few examples where you can spot the technique and try to replicate and to implement those principles into your tracks and in all sorts of genres. So let's listen to everything and then I will show it step by step. So, technique is called call and response, and you can achieve it in few different ways. I'm gonna show you now step by step in each and every way, in each and every example, how I implemented the mentioned technique. So first of all, we have this pattern. Let me show you. Plugin is Bloom Bass Impulse, and it sounds like this without any effects. So pretty basic and chaotic pattern, and you can hear in this plugin that you have a lot of different kinds of sounds which you can incorporate together to form pattern, and this is what gives this pattern uniqueness, because when you use a lot of different sounds, when you use specific effects, which I mentioned in previous video, to create this Mick Gordon upward compression effect, you get all sorts of artifacts and unique sounds which are different to each other but blends very well because of the same chain of effects. So now with everything it sounds like this. think I can use like this even. Yeah, I can. Even better. So, each and every of these sounds is unique, as I mentioned, and you have this like 808, you have this bass, this one blends very well with upward compression. And now when you create the rhythm, this sound is call, and then this is response. This is call, this is response. Also, these segments are between each other, call and response. For example, this is call, this is call, and then this rhythm here is response by itself. All this, for example, that's the response to, yeah. So this is initial call, hard punch with the bass, and this rhythm which is playful is response to this hard hit. And then later you have this as an end, and then before you call again you have this, and at the end, to respond to this section, you have this. And when you turn on effects, it sounds like this. You know. So basically call and response. This is chaotic pattern, but I think you will understand it more on this one. So second pattern sounds like this. This is call. And this is response. And together. Two completely different sounds, but blend very well perfectly, and these two are combined, but this one sometimes is also together with this one, sometimes it's alone, sometimes it's with this one. This one is kinda just a fill to emphasize some of the parts, but you can think also about the call and response principle only like this. This is enough, but you then add something more to emphasize everything together. So these two are also call and response in some way. you know. Yeah, and these two are also call and response in some way. You know, sounds chaotic, but together it's a very, very cohesive. Obviously, in a full track, you will add much more sound, much more effects, and that would be even more exaggerating for this principle, but this is just for tutorial to show you. And Mick Gordon also said in his interview, I don't know with who, Kiwi podcast or something like that, that he created I think BFG division, yeah, with this in mind. He didn't mention, maybe he even mentioned call and response, but he mentions that that riff is created with snare as a main component, and when snare hits, nothing else hits in the track. It's same here, you know, when you mute this, you will see that when kick and elevate hits, this melody don't hit, and that can be implemented through all of the track. If you delete this and put only here and here and here and here, and put a lot of stuff like that, and just leave this, that would be perfect example of call and response. And also you can make other elements be main elements, you know, same as Mick Gordon's snare, same as here this 808. You can take one element, it's usually a drum or bass or I don't know, anything basically that you want, to make it main element and to give it, you know, a throne to be present on its own, only in the track, and to push it through the mix that way. Skrillex also use this technique a lot. You will, it's in dubstep for sure. All dubstep use it, but he's a master of it. I did mention Skrillex in previous video also. So that's the basic principle in use here. And this is basically trap. You can maybe use it in cinematic way, you can use it in trap beats completely in a usual trap way, you know what I mean, but also you can implement in all genres basically. So next one is this. "17". Mick Gordon basically, yeah. Also only this one, when you exclude this part, you can hear Mick Gordon here, I think. especially within these four elements. Yeah. So this is call. And these four are response. This is calling, this is responding, this is calling again, this is responding, this is calling again, and this is responding, and this is calling again, and this is responding. This hype plugin is also sort of part of this, but also sort of not, because it's call and response within this, you know, you can hear. Sort of bouncing on its own, but if you, this call and response is like one complete part, then this is a response to it. You know, it's a little bit tricky to understand that everything is calling and responding to each other. Basically, everything is bounce off of each other, and that makes like that interesting feeling in mix music and in all of the music that use call and response, I think. And also you can see here that this upper note is blending with every each of these, which makes it, you know, response to itself. You know, this is call and this is response, you know. So basically everything is call and response, no matter the sound. Your choice is which sound is a call, which sound is response, and your job is to make it make sense, you know, and to have in mind when you are making these type of sounds with this technique, to have in mind in advance what basically can be a call, what can be a response. You can just take ideas also from Mick, from all sorts of ways, all sorts of places. But yeah, also you have I have this one, which is on the first hand you wouldn't think that this is call and response, but you will see this is just the atmosphere part which would Mick use in some bridges and stuff, but you will see. And you can see that these two are on their own and these two are emphasized by their counterparts in upper octaves, which makes it call and response, call and response. So this is also call and response, especially because this is tailed. you have all this part, which is like just a tail of this, which makes it bigger, not just one note, it's long note. So that's it. And we have here this one. So here we have the sound, which is basically harmless or harmless, I don't even remember anymore. We have this sound, and this, and this also, which is just to fill up space. You can think of this as only this. Yeah. So what's the point here? You can see that this bass basically functions like a kick. If you can hear it, it's like bass, but sometimes it's very short, basically like a kick. And it has a delay also. So this is call and this is response. You know what I mean? This is calling and this is responding. And also this one and this one here are at the same place as this one, so that makes this note of this kick bass and these notes together responds to all these parts before this one hits. And together with this, you know, atmosphere, it sounds like this. You know, that's basically it. At the end of the video I will show you which effects I used, but it's 90% same as previous video, so you can also go back to it and see which effects I used. And this one is last, I think. This is call and this is response. you can pay the difference, so you can see the difference and hear the difference. This is call and then this is responding to it. But also to this one, which is call, this is also responding. And together it's like this. Yeah, that's basically it. And then yeah, so basically this is call and this is response, but also this note and this note and this note and this note are also response to everything. So you're gonna see this is call, then this is response, and also this and this and this and this is a response to everything else before. Or you can also consider it part of this, but I wouldn't think of it like that, because it's a different sound. Even though if it's a different note, different effect those effects make to a different note than these D notes, which makes it kinda, you know, a response. You can maybe sometimes make call and response with only one sound. Doesn't matter if it's one sound, because different notes are hit together, different notes are hit differently with effects, which makes sound different, and that makes it response, you know. So that's everything that I wanted to show you. Now to show you effects, and I think it's the best on this one. I route it to channel 9, and I give it just thermal gritty enhanced preset with everything up, but 50% of effect. I tried another one, but it sounds the best like this, and then I routed that to track 1, which is familiar to you from previous video. I used also obscene, also ozone with the same effects as before, Pro Q, also with the same effects as before, OTT, same effects as before, Maximus, so of course my Mick Gordon compressor, you know, refiner, also more ambience please is very good preset, also knock, spiff with oversampling, Maximus again as a soft clipper, and Pro Q for finishing touch and I use oversampling, but I turned it off. Basically, everything the same, you know. But it's about, I used it not on these. This is like just some sound that I found in some drum kit related to Mick Gordon. Very good, but I didn't use my effects for it, but I used it here. I used it here on all of those except this one. This is flex basically. This is only flex. I used hype for this sound. These are all flex. This sound is hype. I used here thermal, heavy shaper on 10%. Again thermal greedy enhancer, 50% same as before. Low mid focus on refiner. EQ, Maximus, you know, Mick Gordon compressor, boom compressor. Filter to give it like a movement, and L2 to control the peaks. Nothing special basically. And this is flex, as I mentioned, everything I think, yeah. You can see here names of patterns. This one is very Mick Gordon-y. Everything is basically, but yeah. And here I used also Bloom Impulse and Serum. This one is not working. I didn't show this one because I didn't like it. But yeah, you saw the pattern. Now I have also this one, which is like cyberpunk. Which I also didn't like that much to show it, but yeah. So this one is harmless, I think. Mick is also using harmless and harmor and triox oscillator a lot. That's why I looked for some sounds here and found this cool sound. Also from previous, this one is harmor. This one is flex. this one is also flex, yeah, and this one is Bloom synth atmosphere. I showed you what I used. So thermal, refiner, ProQ, Maximus, filter, and L2. And this one I used Cymatics Shockwave. Name of the pattern is Hammer. You can find a lot of things in Quake and Shockwave, trust me. Especially for this. Sounds are good on their own, but you can, when you implement these principles, you can make them 10 times better. X sub 808 sub 19. You can hear that crunch and that screech which Mick also had in some tracks. This is harmless, and then I used same from patch 7. And here I used again bass pulse, a rhythmic fade, and here some signal sample. On this signal sample I used shimmer and L2 and a little bit of EQ to shave off the highs and mids, and little bit of highs and little bit of mids and lows, obviously. So these two are blending so good together. Be aware that nothing that I showed you yet is not completed and it's not finished, because I wanted first to show some specific things, because later when you hear all completed tracks, I'm not gonna mention technique by technique. I will just say I used, for example, here technique call and response. Go to my previous video about call and response technique and learn it there, and then come back and understand what I did here. That's why I'm showing little things, little principles that I'm using in my tracks before I show you complete tracks. That's it for this video. I didn't use any master or something like that, because this is not a track. This is just an example, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If that's the case, like this video, leave a comment, maybe what you want to see next, and until next time, take care. Goodbye.